Welcome to the Marketing Video Lecture Series. Today's topic is going to be in the area of positioning. When we talk about positioning, it's a very important thing for marketers to pay attention. It really has to do with how your product, service, or brand is going to be viewed in the marketplace. When we talk about being viewed in the marketplace and talk about perception, whatever your customer's perception of your product or service is the reality of your product or service. And so when you talk about how do you want your product positioned, you want to identify what do you want people to think of your product or service. And so this goes to that whole idea of branding. And so when we'll look at different examples of companies and how we feel that their product or service is viewed. And so from a marketing standpoint, we need to identify what is it or how do we affect positioning. And each component of the marketing mix is going to, in some way, in some shape or form, affect the positioning of that brand or that product. And so, first thing we'll look at is the product. The products that we offer identify our brand. And so the entire product line that we're offering, the entire brand is going to come back and it's going to affect what people think of our product or service. Now, within that product brand, you may extend those lines. And so you may have an extension of the lines. Like if I look at a company like General Motors has a very wide line of products that they carry, and they're going after different markets. But if you then cluster that market down, let's say you cluster it into like Cadillac. Obviously, the type of product that they offer in that Cadillac line, what is inside that product is creating a position of the product. And so obviously, they want a higher end product to position their product to a higher end market. Now, tied in with that, if that's where you want to go, if you want to go high end, and that's the target market that you're going after, the price has got to match that. And so that's why you can't buy a Cadillac for $10,000. Because even though, let's say, you could be profitable at $10,000 selling a Cadillac, in the customer's mind, they're not getting quite quality with that product. And that is what Cadillac is trying to stress with their positioning. They want it to be positioned as an exclusive product. Where that product is distributed sometimes also ties into that. Maybe what the location looks like, where the locations are. Do you have exclusive distribution rights? And then obviously the types of promotions and how we reach the senses and communicate with the customers, we can really change the view of our brand based on the different promotional pieces that come into place. And so when we look at this matrix, we're going to look at the matrix between distribution. Do we have a wide distribution or do we have an exclusive distribution? And so when we look at exclusive versus wide distribution, wide distribution is going to mean that it's easy for the customers to find. There's going to be a lot of outlets for them to get. There might be a lot of steps in the channels. And then you may have an exclusive distribution where it's very specific to that. You only can go one place for that product. It's not available everywhere. And then on the left side here, we have the matrix is split up by promotion. Are you promoting it? Do you have high promotion or do you have light promotion? And so where's your product or service going to fall in these quadrants? And so when we look at the quality and price relationship, we want to make sure that if we are high priced and low quality, that means our product is overpriced. And so ultimately, if you want to be in the good value area, you're mixing a better quality with a lower price. If you want to go high end, then you're mixing high quality and high price. And so these are the different areas of really perception in the customer's mind of what they're thinking. So if they're getting low quality, low price, generally customers are going to be okay with that. Because what's the saying? You get what you pay for. And so in a customer's mind, there's a perception set up. If this thing is $300 less, product A is $300 less than product B, well, that means I'm going to buy product A, but I'm probably expecting it to break down. And I might be okay with that. Because the amount of money I am spending on it, I understand that there's an economic trade-off that I am getting. And so what they don't want is they don't want to be overpriced. They don't want to pay the $300 more and find out that they got low quality and they paid more. Customer's not going to like that too much. And obviously if it's a high price, they're expecting high quality. And so people will be okay spending extra if they know what they're getting out of it. And so if we can position our brand to be high end. So it's more than just the price piece of it. How is promotion going to affect my understanding and my feel that this is a higher end piece? And distribution could come into play there too. If it's a high end fashion piece, let's say it's a purse or some form of designer accessory that's only available at Nordstrom's, let's say. You pick your distribution areas, and how does that, if it's only available at Nordstrom's, how is it going to be viewed in the customer's eyes? Some people might say, oh, that's too expensive, they're not going to purchase it. But are we reaching our high-end target market? Is that decision meeting that target market? And so we've got to understand that our pricing decisions, our promotion decisions, our distribution decisions all affect how that customer is going to value our product. So we talk about promotion and distribution. Are we light on promotion and exclusive distribution? That creates a niche. Is there benefit for making our product hard to get? And so we need to understand, is there a value to make our product hard to get or specific to get? And that could be, part of that could be a decision in regards to profitability. If we do exclusive distribution, you can only buy Southwest airline tickets on southwest.com. All right? Where can we buy all the other airlines tickets? You go Expedia, Orbitz, all these other outlets to buy tickets. Southwest Airlines says you can only buy them at southwest.com. What's the advantage to them? Obviously, they're not paying commissions to other agents. And so their tickets are probably a little bit more profitable for them. Maybe it keeps their overhead costs lower. Or is there a perception to the customer that, well, it's cheaper because I have to go through them? And so when we look at the overall brand matrix, low price basic. Walmart. Okay. When I do evaluations in my classes, and the first day of every class when you're doing your introduction, I always ask, give me an example of a shopping experience that you didn't like. And over again, I get horror stories of shopping experiences from Walmart. Well, they didn't have this, or a lot of it has to do with customer service. How many of those people do you think never shop at Walmart? No, they're okay with it. All right? They understand what Walmart is. It's in the low and basic quadrant. And what that means is, I'm okay. I know I'm not going to get great customer service at Walmart because I'm in the low and basic quality here. Now, if I go to a place like Nordstrom's, which is known for their customer service. There's books called The Nordstrom Way. They are known specifically for their customer service. Who's their clientele? They're going after a much higher end clientele. And so they're looking for someone that is looking for a high end product. And so there's not as many Nordstroms out there as there's Walmarts. All right. And so they're going to be in the exclusive distribution side here. And really probably in the high, if they're in the high promotion area, they're putting you in a high end piece. And so, Walmart's more promotion heavy. I'd say Nordstrom's is probably going to be lower. They're going to be in the light promotion piece just because their word of mouth advertising is key for them. And so you can see here different products look in different areas. IKEA. All right, they're more of, that's not high-end furniture buying at IKEA. It's a step up from what you get at Shopko, and it's not solder. But they're considered a basic product mix, and they do light promotion. They get a lot of word of mouth. They don't have a lot of distribution. They don't have a lot of locations. And so they're really positioned very specifically.